Hey guys, welcome back to Eversoul. In today's video, I wanted to show you a new account that we're just ticking over into 24 hours played on, and it is absolutely nuts. And I also wanted to take a look at Adrianne because, I mean, I did a fair few rerolls in the game, and this is the only copy of Adrianne I've seen in the game from a bunch, and a heap of rerolls. So I want to go through her and what makes her absolutely crazy, but also the downfall of Adrianne as well. So first off, let's get into the account that I rolled. And like I said, this is about a 24-hour-old account, and it's pretty solid. So what I was aiming for was either a Dora or a Jacqueline account. Literally, just before I did this video, I had like 33 or 43 summons. I was like, oh, that extra 3 is just annoying me. So I popped 3 summons and I got Adora and Petra back to back. So I haven't tested these two yet, but these are two I absolutely love. Petra I've used in an account that I tested early on. She's just amazing, incredibly tanky. And I've seen a lot of really good replays of Dora as well. So she's another one I want to test. But I got the Jacqueline. I'll do a whole video talking about all these different characters. I'll do more testing, go through them. Jacqueline, I really love. It's just certain situations she just gets melted. But if you have the right support, she is insane and can deal massive damage. Now, as you can see, we pulled a lot of units and we've been saving our summons. Like I said, I got about 30 summons and about 8,000 gems saved up at the end of the first day. So we did do a bunch. Catherine, I've been using, absolutely amazing. But like I said, Adrianne, insane. And Talia is just an absolute beast. I found in this game so far, and this is just me vomiting my mind at the moment because, like I said, we're still very early on into the game. I find these characters that can deal damage with their ultimates, but also heal and support the team are just insane. Like Talia is meant to be a healer, but the fact that her ultimate has damage means that you can just power level her and run her as like a main damage dealer because of her ult, but then she's also going to be healing for more because of those power levels. It's insane. And Adrianne is basically Talia, but better in some situations, not as good in others, but you chuck them both in a team and you're pretty good to go. And I pretty much just run a full sustain team and then just swap out my third, fourth and fifth units depending on what I need. But it's pretty crazy. So let's take a look at Adrianne here in the first place. And the thing about her is you can get her from the shop. Now, even though she is amazing in this early game, keep in mind that the income of the tickets that you get for the labyrinth, if we look over here now, it will expand as you go. I've only done a labyrinth run, so I've only got the 1,000, but you need 60,000. But still, like, even though it's a slow income, I am personally going to go for this. It's yet to be seen exactly, like, you can't say with certainty what the best option is going to be. For me, I just like it. Having played AFK Arena and stuff like that, I always like going for the Celestials or Hypergenes, or in this case, the Angels and Demons from these shops just because they're so hard to get. It does mean that if you're not planning to play the game for 6 months to a year, you're probably not going to get the dupes to really make these units work for you in about 1 to 2 weeks time, because they'll be stuck at one epic copy and you'll start getting into higher ascensions and higher ascensions. And even though we do have the resonating crystal, or the what do they call it in this game? The linking system where you share the levels, the level sync, I think it's called. Yeah, level sync. Even though we have that, once you get further and you've got a bunch of like mythic or ascended heroes, I can't remember what they call them in this game, but you know, the top 2-3 tiers, having elite heroes, they're just not going to have the stats and they're just going to flop, is essentially what's going to happen. So I am personally going for her from the shop, definitely. But you know, it's up to you on your choice. Because we get such a decent summon income in this game, eventually you will get all those other characters done. Plus, there's none of them that are like incredibly godly. Eventually, Nicole's like one that I think really good. Catherine's really good, obviously. Actually, Haruki, they can all be decent. But the fact that this is only 60 compared to 45 isn't too bad. Over here in the arena shop, it's a little bit worse, I think, on the ratios. So I'm not too sure what I'll do here because I really do like Jacqueline, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see what I decide on there. But the one we're really looking at here is Adrianne. Like I said, for me personally, I'm going to save all my labyrinth points for her. So let's take a look at her kit and then I'll show you her in action. I just cleared chapter 6 and we're on to chapter 7. And like I said, we're just a day in and she's just dominating. So let's take a look at her kit and what makes her so good. So it's the fact that, okay, if we look at what she actually is, she's a strength-based defender, but she's more of a damage-dealing healer. deceptive. So when we look at her main ability, creates a holy explosion dealing damage in 3 meters around her and recovers HP of all allies within range by 100%. Really nice. You've got damage, and this is only the main skill. You've got damage and you've got healing. Now later on we will get the stun, which is going to be nice. Then we've got this ability. Throws a ring of light dealing damage equal to 130% of attack to the farthest enemy. And this is cool. Farthest enemy, stunning them for 2 seconds and drags the enemy in front of you. This is really good for grouping up if you've got short range AoEs like hers is and stuff like that, and it's really good just for just pulling them in. So for instance, in teams where they have 2 back rows that are annoying, I get her to drag one in and I get Jacqueline to attack the other one, and we're pretty GG's from there. So we do get the extra effect later on, but we're not too stressed about that right now. Then this one creates a sanctuary within 2.5 meters for 10 seconds. Enemies inside the sanctuary receive damage equal to 60% of attack every 2 seconds. Allies receive healing every 2 seconds, which is incredibly nice. So once again, that extra healing and extra damage. She's got healing, she's got a bit of CC and board manipulation, which is really nice. Then we go on to this one. The more enemies there are, the stronger she becomes. Her attack increases by 12% each enemy within 3.5 meters. Now that once again goes into this ability, dragging enemies in, being able to impact this. Now, the other thing that I do, which really helps as well, is that I always put her right next to my Chloe. Chloe taunts all enemies, so any melee enemies are going to get dragged into the line of my Adrianne. In some formations, you don't need it. It's not necessary. They're there anyway. But in other ones, depending when you're doing some funny stuff, it really helps. So we can drag more enemies near her and we can get that attack really stacking up. It does mean she has diminishing effects as enemies die, but she's still really solid. And then we have the ultimate, the power of justice, yada yada, dealing damage equal to 300% to targets within 3 meters. Now, and this is the enemy with the highest attacks. This one you got to be careful with, depending, because if they're on their own, it's not as good. You want them to be grouped up. But this is really solid damage and lifts them into the air. So it's a little tiny CC, but it's got pretty solid damage on top. Now, I don't use this all the time. I mix it up between this and I'm normally going to be using Talia's ult just because her ult is guaranteed to hit everyone. It's only a little bit less multiplier, but then we do get extra mana and we do get extra healing. So Talia's is what I normally go for. Plus, I do have her power leveled because I don't want to cheat too hard with Adrianne. So let's jump in and I'll show you some stages because it's actually nuts. And we will do another summon session on this account. I just want to save up a few more because we're going pretty solid on this account for one day in. Like I said, we're into chapter 7. I haven't used any mercenaries yet today, which is solid. And the first day I didn't have a need for them because I just didn't get progressing far enough, because I sort of rolled the account, went to bed, and then had like 4 hours before it was reset. But let's jump in here. Let's take a look. So in this formation, I've got her in the back there. Just different teams, different things. I haven't tested this one, so we'll see how this actually goes. Sometimes I bring the Catherine in just for the extra heals, depending on. This chick here, I've just been using her because she's healing and damage as well, Rose. So she's just a bit more damage than Catherine if I don't need that extra survival, whereas Catherine's more healing, invincibility, shielding, all that stuff. So let's just jump here. Take a look, and I'll eventually test Dora and stuff like that, but I literally only just pulled her. So let's go in and let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we can do. Ideally, I'd like to get a Vivian because Vivian would be spot on. So here we go. She drags that dude back in there. So now they're all grouped up, really solid. And then we've got my Jacqueline up the back here, just sort of clapping those enemies. Pretty solid. You know, let's just use her ultimate here because I think she should be able to hit. So she's going to bounce there, and let's just use this. Should hit all of them, hopefully. Okay, hit 3 of them. Hit 3 of them. As you can see, it did a decent little chunk. Now, obviously, this is 7-1, so it's not such a massive deficit. So what we'll do is we'll get to 7-5, and then we'll show you how she can be used there. But it is quite solid. Like I said, that damage from the ult, it's nice in certain situations. The knock-up's okay, but honestly, normally, like I said, I prefer what's-her-face's ult. Always forget her name. Little grass girl that recovers energy just because, you know, she recovers the energy and she does the healing. But let's check this. And let's take a look at damage type thing. As you can see, pretty solid damage. Dude, Chloe doing solid work in that one as well. So next one, I'll do Talia ulting so we can get a gauge for damage. So there's Jacqueline. Jacqueline has pretty decent damage. Now my Talia is over leveled as well. But this is what I mean with Talia as well. She's just insane. She'll get her own video in the future. But let's jump in. Let's go to the next stage here. What deficit are we even at? It's not very high. So I'll be able to use a mercenary today to clear 7-15, which will be really nice. And then I can cruise through into chapter 8 at the start of day 2, which is pretty solid. I'm going to be happy with that. Okay, we're actually going into take 2 of this one because Jacqueline almost had little Archer girl dead, and then she one-shot my Jacqueline. So we're going to swap this up. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, we'll use Talia's ult in this one, just so you guys can see. Like, literally, I think these two, Talia is very similar to her. Like I said, different situations, different kind of control effects that they do have. They're both really strong. But Talia is just such a great free-to-play / $1 option. It's absolutely insane. So this is what I talk about. So Angel Adrianne pulls that one enemy unit in who would have been a threat, and we basically shut them down. And then I leave my Jacqueline out here just to sort of snipe the other back row enemy. And then basically we get all the damaging threats out of the way pretty early. We're just going to go ahead and do that. And then we're just free to like work on the tanks because we've got 5 units attacking them. It's just working incredibly solid for me. Like I said, this isn't the craziest deficit. After we do this battle, I'll cut and I'll come back at 7-5 because it'll be a bit of a higher deficit, so we can show you guys a bit of a harder fight. But like I said, at the moment, definitely no complaints about this. Jacqueline 1, I'm really enjoying, but Adrianne with Talia, like just either one of those in the team is fantastic. Together, they're just chef's kiss. It's amazing. So we should be pretty good to clap this and check damage meters. Let's go. Clap. Dead. Thank you. Okay, let's just do an ult then and finish off. Alright, so let's check this Talia ult and check the damage. I anticipate Talia being pretty high damage. We did use all of her ults. Let's take a look. And this is what I mean. Talia's done pretty solid damage. Like Jacqueline, the great thing about Jacqueline is she does massive damage without using her ult. And this just gives you an idea of what Adrianne can do when she's not even using her ult. Now, keep in mind that we do get the extra bit of mana / energy by using Talia, which could then increase the damage of Adrianne just through effect of getting more of her main skills out. But still, that damage without using an ult is really nice. So I'll be back in a sec. We'll jump to 7-5 and we'll take a look. Okay, this is take 3. I've decided to drop the Rose out. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I just need more survival. I'm going to try it like this. Don't judge. This is something I want to do. I want to get as much attack onto Angel as possible. I'm just calling her Angel from now on because I always feel like I say her name wrong. And we're going to do that. We're going to keep those two grouped up so that everything gets taunted in. And we're going to put you up there so you attack that. I think this could have some sway in it. So, you know, what's our deficit? It's like, you know, it's not the greatest, but anything from like 1.3 to 1.5 times is not too bad. So let's check this out. Let's see if we can get this one. Come on, Adrianne. Adrianne, just call her Angel. It's easier. Okay, so here we go. I really want to kill their Rose before she gets an ult. If we could kill Dora the Explorer, it'd be fantastic, but I just don't think we're actually going to. So let's just see if we can get some stuns here. Dora the Explorer is such a pain. Okay, so let's get the shielding up, and then let's do you. Yeah, that's okay, because we get some heals up there. That's fine. That's fine. Oh no, I'm going to get one shot here. Jade's going to one-shot me. Jade is going to one-shot me. Come on. Oh, good. She attacked her. The taunt was up. Thank you. Yes. Get clapped back row. Okay. This is perfect. Because now my Jack is on Dora the Explorer, which means we're going to clap Dora the Explorer. And that means now we can get an extra ult out of you, just so we can get a little bit more damage on the charts. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it. That right there and that animation, it just reminds me of One For All, that One For All clip in My Hero. That's what it reminds me of. The do, you know, all the points joining. That's what it reminds me of. Gets me really excited. Good work, Jack. You've done good. So that was 7-5. And once again, dude, Talia did some good damage. But this is Jacqueline. This is what I'm talking about. Jacqueline, without using an ult, can deal massive damage, provided she doesn't get one shot by something turning on her and attacking her. That's where Chloe's really good. But hey, this was all about Adrianne. Adrianne's beast. She's basically just like another version of Talia, and you put the two together and it's just perfection. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it. This is the new account. We'll come back for some summons probably tomorrow because I really want to Viv. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.